It's D-Rock here with Colorado Music Buzz TV. I am here with Andy and Jeremy of The Devil Wears Prada. Thank you for being here today, guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah.
Awesome. So you guys were in Utah last night. You made the trip. What'd you do for Turkey Day? Anything special?
We stayed out in Broomfield at a Ramada Hotel, I think.
Renaissance, I think.
Or I don't know. Starts with an R. But everything was closed, so they had a Thanksgiving feast at the hotel restaurant and big family dinner with everyone
yeah, we had
on
like
a bus.
13 or 14 people down this giant table, medieval style.
Yep.
So it was,
No, there you go. Just,
it was great.
just get it while you can get it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right on. So you're touring in support of your new album, Death Throne. Why don't you tell me a little bit about the album?
It's kind of the byproduct of the last couple years. Last thing we had put out was a zombie EP, and our last full length before that was 2 years ago or 3 years ago now, I guess. So songs that we've been working on over the last couple years and really had formed into finished songs last year at this time and then last spring, and then did the record with Adam from Kill Switch, and it was a great time. Really proud of it. Really stoked on it. So.
Yeah. How do I pronounce his name? How do I pronounce his name so I don't trash this? Dukowitz. Okay, great. I guess you gave him a little bit of control as far as help structuring the songs and writing and formulating the material to what it is now for Death Throne.
Yeah, it was one of. Sorry, cut you off.
No, it's all good. Go ahead.
Usually we go into a record, Chris and I both record stuff, so we'll record these demos, like really pretty good sounding demos thrown together, and usually the final record ends up sounding like a better version of those. And this time we went in thinking that, and Adam was just like, nope, and started chopping up all these things, and we're sitting there, and then we're like, you're right, that does make that feel smoother. Oh, yeah, that should be sped up a little bit right there. Yeah, and it was awesome to have an actual producer mind to it kind of thing, where it was like almost a seventh member going, I'm not happy with these songs yet, let's get them to where they need to be. So
It was great having another perspective, especially his perspective, coming in and working with it. So.
Was that a little weird to give him so much control of what you normally have laid out? This is it. This is the way it's going to be, and this is how we're going to record it.
Yeah, a little.
It didn't necessarily feel natural. I mean, working with him was flowed smoothly. I mean, we've known him from a tour before, and he's a great guy, and he's awesome at what he does. And working the six of us with him, I think
that gave us a little more trust, knowing, not only Kill Switch, but Parkway and All That Remains and As Lay Die and other records he's done that we really like and respect, knowing that that's what he was capable of, being able to go, all right, man, you can take the reins for a little bit, so.
Great, awesome. So on Death Throne, anything new that you brought to the table with this album that you haven't done in previous albums? Anything you've experimented with possibly that you haven't done before that you also brought you out of the norm, out of the comfort zone?
Guitar-wise especially, and drum-wise, we kind of fallen into more of the digital side of stuff and doing some modeling and that kind of stuff. Never a big fan of it myself, but I'm not going to argue with someone that's doing the CD. But it's something I've been really focused on wanting to get on the record, just because there's harmonic nuances you can't get out of a fake amp, And so that was something that Adam is also really, really into, and so we found a lot of really cool guitar tones and got real experimental with just delays and pedals and stuff that someone listening might not notice the difference, but to me and I know to a lot of musicians that might listen to it, they'll go, that's real, every effect on it is real, it's real stuff. So.
How about you for your bass tone? Anything different that you've done on this album as opposed to before?
Just working with him, I mean, tweaked a few things here and there, but just kept it simple.
The first time you really
still.
used a cab on it.
Yeah, I mean, just natural, same as guitar. And
were you going direct on your previous albums?
Yes.
Through preamp.
through
Yeah.
preamp into it.
Sans amp or something
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
sort. Nice. Now, I gotta tell you, I've seen pictures of you guys, and I'm looking at you guys. I gotta tell you, you look more like the barista that would give me my latte, as opposed to the guy who's gonna get up on stage and throw down and thrash to death. You know, I mean, is that a conscious effort as far as your look, or is this just kind of, hey, this is who we are, deal with it?
I want to say I love that you said barista, because I just recently purchased an espresso machine that I brought on tour, that every day I set up and make lattes and stuff for everyone.
Well, then I hit it on the head.
You did, you really did.
For us, the big thing, especially over the last couple of years, it's just been honesty, you know, of not saying things that aren't true, of not being untrue. You know, every time we go on stage, we say what's true, but, you know, especially, you know, this tour and bringing out the bands that we did, and just going, these are bands that we like. We like every band on this tour. Otherwise, we're not going to bring them out anymore. We're not going to do tours with bands that we don't like if it's our headline tour, because then we're reflecting to people that these are good bands.
Yeah.
And why should we do that? You know, the way we dress or look or act or anything. Do we look like Kerry King? Hell no. Do I love Kerry King? Yes, of course. I love Slayer. But I'm not going to dress like that and act like that if that's not my thing. You know, I'm a little guy. I'm never going to be, you know, a big, tough metal guy, but I still love the music just the same. So
Yep.
it's all just honesty, I guess.
Yeah.
So as far as the bands you've got on tour now, are these handpicked by you, or is this part of the label? Is who decides on who you're bringing on tour with?
On this tour, it was all straight up us. We've known all these bands for a time now. We did our first tour with Whitechapel
Years ago.
What, 2007 or 8
I
or
think
something?
it was 7.
Did a tour with them, and then For Today, we just did a run recently in Canada with them last year at this time, but we've known them for years. Chris has known Maddie, the singer, for years,
Yep.
and always liked the band. And Enter Shikari, we did a tour in the UK
with them.
and Warped Tour. So it's just all bands that we like and we respect, and
All great guys.
yeah, they're just honest in what they do, you
Yep.
know, and especially from our generation of bands, there's just some really bad bands out there, you know, that they're like, they're selling a lot of tickets right now. I'm like, I really don't care.
Justin Bieber sells a lot of tickets.
exactly.
I'm not. Doesn't mean I'm going to bring him on tour.
Jonas Brothers right now.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Right on. So, do you guys ever book locally when you come to like say you're here in Denver? Would you ever, if you needed a spot, would you book a local band, or is that somebody else you're going to go outside of for?
Sometimes promoters, hey Maddie, sometimes promoters will throw bands like that on, and we never really have an issue. Usually we try and keep small bills, because I know people get bored with a lot of heavy music over and over. You know, the Big Four, I can only imagine, you know, that package. It's just such a long day with more than 4 or 5 bands.
Yeah.
So a lot of times that kind of plays into it, but we're always throwing people on every now and again.
Yeah.
Very cool. If there was one band that you could be touring with right now, who would it be?
Slipknot / Slayer, maybe. Slash.
I'd probably agree with that.
I don't know.
Unless we could
9
tour.
Inch Nails, yeah.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah, I'll keep it realistic. I'll stick with those.
Who are you gonna say?
I was gonna say Interpol, but I know that can't happen.
Well, yeah, that'd be
Or
an
Against Me. I
eclectic,
would love to tour with Against Me.
Yeah,
we
we-
were on Warped Tour with
yeah.
them, and
We would
I have
kill
been a
it
fan of them
those,
for
yeah.
so long.
Nice.
They're great dudes.
Yeah.
They're rad dudes.
Nice. So is this a lot of the stuff you listen to? Do you listen to I mean, other stuff, Jewel, Concrete Blonde, Pink Floyd? I mean, is there something out there that people would be surprised that you listen to that is the norm for you?
I think for most of us anymore, especially, it's just either really chill stuff, or it's really heavy, but it's more on the Converge and Mastodon and Deathwish stuff and that kind of stuff, rather than this whole scene of things, because we see this and hear this all the time. You know, we don't want to listen to that. So it's either more classic metal or new stuff that's heavy, but it's not necessarily just this kind of thing. You know, it's taking more chances, I guess, and that kind of stuff.
If you haven't heard, there's a local Denver band, and I'm going to give you a shout out here, Dave. Havoc. These guys are fucking badass. 80s thrash metal, phenomenal. These guys are badass. Definitely check them out. They're local here in Denver. Guys kick ass. So check them out if you haven't. And, you know, definitely good guys. Definitely good guys. Awesome. So, well, I want to thank you guys for being here with me today. Adam, Jeremy from The Devil Wears Prada. You've been watching Colorado Music Buzz TV. Check these guys out when they come to a city near you. And good luck tonight, and we'll see you out there in the pit.
Thank you very much.